it becomes increasingly vulnerable to cyber threats, and it's essential to develop the effective strategies for its prevention. So in this presentation, my aim will be to explore the evolving landscape of cybercrime and provide the insights into the motives behind cybercrime, unique challenges faced by the persons, and the specific types of cybercrimes. The present study also proposed the strategies for its prevention and provide the recommendation for the policymakers, to law enforcement agencies, and other stakeholders in fighting against the cybercrime. So these are my research objectives: to analyze the reason behind the increase in cybercrime incidents of India, including the factors that contribute to the increase, to examine the challenges faced by the law enforcement agencies, and the strategies for its prevention so that it can help in individual, business, and government of India. So my research methodology is research based. I'll be using statistical analysis for providing the insights to it. So this is the analysis which is done by me, because after like 2014, no analysis have been done on these crimes, which can help in making recent policies. So as you can see in the graphs, from 2016 to 2020, there has been rapid increase in the rate of cyber crimes in the states like Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, and Uttarakhand and Maharashtra, and it has been severely increased after the COVID-19. As you can see, it almost straight to the double in 2019 and 2020. So these states are the most vulnerable in the terms of the cybercrime. And if we go and talk about the cybercrime in the union territories, then the most vulnerable is Delhi, and then second one is the Jammu Kashmir. As you can see in Ladakh and Lakshadweep, there are no such cybercrimes. They are very less, because as they face the network issues over there. Moreover, Lakshadweep and Ladakh, they have been recently added into the union territories of India. Then these are the trend of cybercrime according to the motive of the person, and it has been also increased in the 2019 and 2020. Majorly motive of the cybercrime of the person is fraud. Then sometimes it can cause dispute or sexual exploitation or extortion of money, also revenge, anger, prank. Sometimes some people, like, they do it for prank purposes, like they don't have any intention, just for getting attention they do that stuff. So these are the cyber crimes against children. These have been recently developing in the, like, most vulnerable age students are from 13 to 18 age group, because they have been recently using all these smartphones and smart gadgets, and they don't have enough knowledge to how to use it. And major reason contributed for the cybercrime is internet crimes through cyber pornography, other crimes, cyber blackmailing, and all that stuff. And it is increasing in 2018, 2019, and all the coming years. So we have to, like, make policies for their prevention. Also, we have to guide children for that. Then these are the trends of cybercrime against women. It is also year-wise, and as you can see, the crime rate is already increasing in 2019-20. So major reason is contributed by, like, cyberbullying, pornographic content is released on the internet, fake profiles are created, women are blackmailed for getting pornographic photos and videos. Then these are the legal aspects, how police disposes of the crimes, and majorly there are many cyber crimes pending. Investigations are pending, and they goes on increasing year by year. The reports have been, or due to the insufficient evidence, they are increasing. As you can see, the numbers are increasing: 53,000, 50,000. They keep on increasing, as we don't have any, like, trained personnel or people for like identification of them. Then these are the cyber crimes which are mentioned under IT Act 2000, which is recently amended in 2008, such as tampering of computer source documents, computer related offenses. Major is being contributed by the dishonesty and tampering, and data theft, frauds. Then my results are, after observing all these trends, that most vulnerable states to the cybercrime are Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Uttarakhand, and Manipur. and it almost increased to double after the COVID-19. So women and children of these states are more vulnerable to the cybercrimes like cyber blackmailing and threatening, and all these punishments are mentioned under the section 506, 503 and 384 of IPC Act and Information Technology Act. Then cyber pornographic, then sexual materials are being uploaded on internet, cyber stalking, bullying, and like women are also vulnerable to it. The majority of cybercrime motives include fraud, sexual exploitation, causing dispute, and revenge, anger, and inciting the hate against the country. Then my implications are the increase the awareness and education on the cybercrime. There is a need to raise the awareness on cybercrime in India, especially among general public, business, and government officials. The government and the other stakeholders should launch awareness campaigns and training programs to educate individuals on safe online practices and cybersecurity awareness. Then second would be develop a robust cybersecurity infrastructure. The government needs to strengthen its cybersecurity infrastructure and capacity to this. Okay, so thank you. This is about my part. Sir, there are many more, but I cannot include it in this because we don't have any much time. I know about it from. Yes, sir. Sir, acts. I mentioned it in other slides. IT acts and recently new acts are. Unfortunately, despite very strong cyber laws in India and usage by the police coupled with IPC crimes and IT Act 2000 as amended in 2008. Yes, sir. But still our conviction rate in India for cyber crime is far lower. Yes, sir. It is less than. Yes, sir. I know that there are various reasons. I read one report of Times of India and उसमें कर्नाटका स्टेट के एक पुलिस ऑफिसर ने मेंशन किया था दैट वी डोंट हैव एनी स्किल्ड और ट्रेन्ड पर्सोनल्स जो कि इस केसेस को इन्वेस्टिगेट कर सके एंड आईपीएस ऑफिसर और पुलिस ऑफिसर्स को इसके बारे में कोई नॉलेज नहीं होती सर दैट इज आल्सो द पार्ट majority of the people यदि जो गांव के लोग अभी भी उनको पता नहीं कि साइबर क्राइम हुआ है कौन से पोर्टल पे जाके पे रजिस्टर करो दैट इज मेंशन इन माय पेपर सर देयर आर वेरियस साइबर सेल्स मैं चाहता हूं मीटिंग के बच्चे कम से कम 300 वॉलंटियर आगे आए और पूरे नोएडा में सर देयर इज अ थिंग आ जा सकता है और वो पैम्पलेट आगे कि हैज टू बी आर टू मेड अवेयर सिटीजन What are the rights? Where to approach? How to approach the police? How to file a complaint? बच्चों को कौन सी साइट को जाना है? पेरेंट्स को कौन सा सॉफ्टवेयर घर पे मेंटेन करना है कि बच्चे जो है उनके कंप्यूटर से गलत वेबसाइट पे ना जाए? सारे मेरे को काफी सर देयर इज आल्सो वन थिंग आई लाइक टू मेंशन सर एक्ट्स बन जाते हैं इंडिया में और वो सारे अपर लेवल पे होते हैं जो लोग पढ़ते हैं उन लोगों को ज्यादातर पता होता है बट मोस्टली लोगों को अवेयरनेस नहीं होती है जो एक्ट्स बन जाते हैं उसको ग्राउंड लेवल पे लाके स्टार्ट करेंगे तब जाके हमारा इम्प्लीमेंटेशन सिस्टम इम्प्रूव होगा ये सारा इम्प्रूव होगा लाइक आपने अभी मेंशन किया कि गांव वगैरह में जाके हमें ये सब इंफॉर्मेशन देनी चाहिए एक्चुअली हमें पेरेंट्स को ही नहीं बच्चों को भी लाइक स्कूल्स में जाके हमें ये समझाना पड़ेगा कि एक्चुअली साइबर क्राइम होता क्या है आप कैसे उससे बच सकते हो वुमेन्स को इस चीज की इंफॉर्मेशन देनी पड़ेगी कि अगर आपके साथ क्योंकि मोस्टली पीपल आगे नहीं आते अगर ऐसा कुछ हो भी जाता है अगर कोई पर्सन उन्हें ब्लैकमेल भी करता है दे डोंट कम अप क्योंकि रेपुटेशन का और भी बहुत सारे रीजंस रहते हैं कि पता नहीं क्या होगा लोग क्या बोलेंगे फैमिली क्या बोलेगी जज करेंगे और बहुत सारे रीजन बिकॉज आई कम फ्रॉम दैट एरिया ओनली low village so I know how it works how mentality of people work so we need to work on that level that
कर्नाटक में बहुत ज्यादा साइबर आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड कर्नाटक इज वेरी बेस्ड ऑन द पीपल वी आर इन इतना बैकवर्ड स्टेट फिर मणिपुर नॉर्थ ईस्ट में ये ऐसा क्यों व्हाट आर द रीजंस बिहाइंड
सर देयर आर वेरियस रीजंस कई बार क्या होता है कि हमें लगता है कि सिर्फ जो लोग जिनको पैसों की जरूरत होती है या वो लोग ऐसे क्राइम करते हैं। बट
स्टेट का भी
हाँ,
क्या है?
इसका रीजन ये सर, बहुत ज्यादा एजुकेटेड लोग भी ये सारे क्राइम करते हैं। आप जस्ट थिंक ऑफ हैकिंग। हैकिंग कोई नॉर्मल पर्सन नहीं कर सकता। हमें टेक्निकल इतनी नॉलेज नहीं है तो हम हैकिंग नहीं करेंगे, ठीक है। बट अगर कोई पर्सन जिसने आईटी डिपार्टमेंट से स्टडी किया है या उसका मोटिव कुछ और है, मोटिव के अकॉर्डिंग भी वो पर्सन उस चीज पे वर्क करते हैं। तो जैसे बहुत सारे एजुकेटेड पीपल है, वो भी इस चीज में जाते हैं कि ओके मनी चाहिए या रिवेंज चाहिए। कुछ विसल ब्लोअर्स भी होते हैं, जैसे हमारी कम्युनिटी के अंदर ही वो उसकी पर्सनल इंफॉर्मेशन लीक करेंगे और उसकी वजह से वो सिस्टम है। हाँ,
Why it is not in Nagaland? Why is what is coming? अभी अभी आर्टिकल आया था कि कैसे जामताड़ा बिहार में
यस सर,
ऐसे छोटे-छोटे टाउन्स हैं जहाँ मैसिव ये सब हो रहा है।
हाँ इसके
तो
बाद
ये स्पेसिफिक इसके रीजंस क्या है? मतलब अंडरलाइन क्या रीजन?
सर
नहीं तो हम लोग पढ़े और सोचते हैं, रिसर्च करते हैं।
हाँ, फ्रॉड करते हैं लोग। मतलब उन लोगों का बेसिकली, उन लोगों के पास इतने ज्यादा पैसे नहीं है, तो उन लोगों का वो रीजन है, मॉनेटरी रीजंस है। दैट ऑल्सो आई मेंशन कि टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया में ऐसा उन लोगों ने मेंशन किया है रिपोर्ट में। कर्नाटका की, हाँ कर्नाटका की पुलिस ने मेंशन किया कि उनके पास इतने ट्रेंड पर्सोनल्स नहीं है कि वो इस चीज को इन्वेस्टिगेट कर पाए, इसलिए यस सर, यस सर, यस सर।
बिहार में लोगों के पास अवेयरनेस नहीं है, पुलिस की क्यों जब तक कि वो रिपोर्टिंग नहीं होती, तो रिपोर्ट लोकेशन का फायदा नहीं। लोकेशन जो आप देखिए छोटे-छोटे टाउन्स हैं, उधर मोस्टली द फैक्टर्स and they are, of course, as you said, in Bombay, they are targeted. They are all in small places, very cleverly done. Those places are technically efficient.
यस सर,
पर कोई बेटर सुनेगा ना, वो नॉर्थ ईस्ट में है या वेस्टर्न इंडिया में है, तो इसके बाद पहुंचेगा डेटा बाय डाटा by so much of research in cyber security. One statement I am giving: cyber 100% cyber security is a myth. It can never be a reality.
यस,
Right? Despite your n number of security protocols or firewall structures, still security can be breached. Because there are smart actors, those who know reverse engineering
yes sir,
better than us.
they are genius. They invent new technologies to like invade in the system.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We have two papers, or only one.
After Mona, so it was so good. There are two online presentations. That's why I need you.
You can claim two different shirts.
Okay, you stay here.
Will that have like double benefit? Oh,
Just stay here.
okay, can I start? Good afternoon, everyone, respected panelists and audience. I am Suniti Sharma. I am a bachelor's student in forensic science, and I'm presenting on this topic where I will share with you on the role of forensic anthropology in disaster victim identification, observing policy improvement and progression. So firstly, we need to go over the history of forensic anthropology. Before we can do that, what is forensic anthropology? Forensic anthropology is an expansive field which utilizes methodologies used in anthropology and especially biological anthropology and biology. Sessions in this field will observe and examine teeth and bone samples of victims in order to determine individual traits such as sex, age, species, origin, stature, and so on, and along with relevant facts to investigation such as time, mode, manner, and method of death. This field has seen an improvement curve like no other, and here are some examples of how that is shown throughout history. In 1849, we have Jeffrey Wyman, who used his deductive reasoning and his knowledge of anthropology to solve the case for the very first time. Then in 1897, we saw George Dorsey apply skeletal reconstruction and sex determination in a case, and that, of course, pushed the influence of forensic anthropology. Then we have Thomas White, who is considered to be the father of forensic anthropology due to his research in the field in skeletal assembly. Then we have Harris Wilder, who had bridged the gap between the European and American scholars of forensic anthropology and united their ideas to create a bigger, stronger front. And of course, relevant to the study is Thomas Lu. He was the first individual in this field to push for the need of forensic anthropology specialists in the mass disaster scene. Then in the 20th and 21st century, we saw lots of documents and papers being put in. This had many guidebooks, formulae, reference books to paint the minds of newcomers into the field. Now, keeping the momentum going, in the 1990s, the United Nations determined that it would be the International Decade of Natural Disaster Reduction, where they gathered together to observe how they can further prevent natural disasters from affecting big areas and affecting the lives of many individuals. And of course, in 1984 was the first edition of the DBI Guide, which was published by India. Now, the DBI Guide was paramount in the organized identification of bodies of ready casualties. It covered many topics such as classifying what disaster is and how that can be affected in the investigation, the type of people needed on the scene, the hierarchy that needs to be followed, and what each individual team and personnel is expected to do. Now, some of the problems, of course, despite being very secure and airtight in its policy, DBI Guide has certain glaring issues. So the first one we have is international involvement on foreign soil. Usually this is in the case of very high profile cases, very large scale cases. And this usually this disrupts the local authority and the progression of the investigation. And what this translates into for forensic anthropologists is that they are not equipped to deal with the new terrain and climate, and also the laws, specifically the wildlife laws that apply to the country. Now, a way to possibly solve this problem would be to get locally trained personnel onto the scene, or to have international specialists be equipped to know the terrain of the local specificity. Next, we have planning. Now, although the guide does cover the need for what planning is important and why we document this, such as meeting personnel and field workers to put down when they made a discovery, when they hand over evidence, when they conduct an experiment, all the documentation. It is important to note that they can really hamper an investigation. So what I mean by this interview in terms of a forensic anthropology specialist, they waste several hours for soil sample analysis, bone marrow analysis, and many hours of thought. Now, a way to possibly solve this would be to have someone who does risk management very efficient and quickly on the scene itself. They can evaluate the percentage of risk and also the margin of error that can be taken to ensure efficiency in the investigation. Now, some smaller also need to be looked that are fully covered in the guide, but are worth mentioning. It is the need for minimizing human error. Now, of course, if people are involved, there will be errors. And the best way to minimize this is to digitalize all our findings and input it into a software such as Fortis, for example, which is easily. Next, we have public management. Now, of course, with the scale natural disaster situation, many people, the local authority, groups of people will cluster into the scene and infiltrate the scene. Now, a way to work around this could be having a representative of the DBI in the Interpol headquarters of the member state. Now, they can section off the scene and prevent contamination and destruction of the evidence. And of course, this is given the fact that there is no immediate need of rescue or nobody that is paid. And also the need for help officers. Now, of course, in natural disasters, especially, the event is not always complete. Landslide, you have a second tremors will come along, earthquakes. So it's important to have a professional on site in case of illness or injury to any of the team members. To ensure efficiency and productivity and secure reliable investigation. Now, with all this being said, the DBI guide has been exceptional in its working throughout the many years. It has been precise, it has been a very consistent and reliable source. This is because every few years it revises the guide and ensure that there are no loopholes, no possible ways to affect the investigation also. And of course, since it's not a research based data, I did not conduct experiments, but I mostly use DBI guide and papers that went over the history of forensic anthropology and how to affect. The purpose of my paper was to mostly continue the momentum and be a contributor to forensic anthropology, can be part of the disaster scene, and it can be truly beneficial in identifying the unnamed. Thank you so much for this.
Question. Really, how PBI was used in tsunami disaster, number one, and how PBI was used in 9/11 in terror attack.
So the specific cases I could not go over.
No, but I'm asking you, as a student of forensic science, I'm asking you, what PBI used there at all?
Yes, I don't know the exact case, but I'm not sure about 9/11, but I know that one of the earlier cases of the FBI team was put in a case in a tsunami. I think in somewhere in Southeast Asia, where they had gone onto the scene and the ships they got what they could and provide disaster relief.
On a lighter way, with respect to the system of our governments, when I was posted in Delhi, there was a fire in Meerut, right? Nearby Delhi, and many people were killed in that fire. So suddenly from Home Ministry we got a call to help the clean up time. So we went, and dead bodies were collected because they were charged beyond recognition. All burnt bodies. How to identify? All burnt bodies, all clothes, ID cards, everything is gone except charred mass of heap of dead tissue. Nothing more visible. So bodies were taken to a mortuary. And to our surprise, when we took them to mortuary, उसको हमने बोला कि नाइफ से इसको काटो ताकि डीएनए सैंपल के लिए हम इसको भेजें बाद में इसके पेमेंट से मैच करें तो कहीं से पुराना एक जंग लगा हुआ ब्लेड लेके आया मतलब दुख हुआ देख के still we miss so many protocols in the country and where students like you can prepare beautiful documents to be submitted to governments and we can do wonderful work from MIT. There is a lot of huge area where unexploited area as a policy intervention committee can do a lot. And people will appreciate it. Nobody will say no to our policy. But anyway, good presentation. Any questions? Only five.
Mukhtar, So there are two more online. If it works, well and good. Hey, come fast now. Just speak to them and tell them that they are Mr. Abhishek Viju.
Mr. Abhishek Riju, are you there?
Speak to the-
Yes, sir.
Yes, can you share PPT?
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible clearly?
Yes,
You're
yes.
audible, you're audible.
Okay,
Okay,
we
sir.
just have to file if this is done from the laptop.
Yeah. You have covered.
Okay. Next.
Sir, is it visible?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So good afternoon to all the respected dignitaries and everyone present here. Today I'll be covering on the data.
That's it.
So can I start?
Just a second.
Just give her one
Yeah.
second.
Yes.
Arey, that's 100%.
Can you speak again?
Bullet.
Sorry, sir, your voice was echoing.
Yeah, Abhishek, you can go on.
Hello?
Yeah,
Yes,
Abhishek.
sir. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Good afternoon to all the respected dignitaries and everyone present here. Today, I'll be discussing on data-driven decision support system and its application in forensic science. In forensic science, like any other field, data plays an important role as it can be gathered from various sources, which can later be used in making decisions for during trials, enhancing policing, and so on. During the investigation or analysis, the experts are faced with various decisions which they have to make based upon their previous knowledge, experiences, training, instincts, etc. This is where data-driven decision support system comes to play. It is a real-time interactive system that provides insights into decision-making by analyzing time series data and returning new information based on this analysis. Although the components can vary depending upon the model and the framework, it usually consists of a user interface, a system software, and a database, as shown here. Uh, by combining the knowledge of data science and retrieving data from multiple sources, data-driven DSS can have a significant impact on forensic science and policing. The reason why I cite this is because it can provide investigators with more comprehensive and accurate profiles of criminal behavior, analyzing patterns using various advanced technologies such as machine learning and advanced algorithms. The basic objectives of the study were to comprehend what the DSS was and how it can be differed from other decision support system that is present nowadays. Exploring the scope and applications of data-driven support frameworks in forensic science, as it is an emerging field, and describing the benefits of data-driven decision support system implementation as well as its features. This paper was completed using a variety of sources, such as articles, books, and reports published from 1990 to 2023. So the important question is why a data-driven decision support system is used. A data-driven approach utilizes an increased amount of raw data, which can provide a cheaper and faster way to calculate, examine, and analyze data to uncover scientific information. The main features of this concept includes summarizing data using descriptive statistics, trends, lines, generate and can be generated. A relationship between two structured data can be obtained. Information can be extracted and designed and presented in an interactive table format, pie charts, and other diagrams in a formal report. Now, there are various applications for decision support system in forensic science. However, since there's a time constraints, only a few can be presented here. The first one is optimizing cyber investigation. The cyber investigators usually relies upon the past experiences, trainings, and their instincts to determine which option is best suited for them to uncover a missing information. To improve upon this issue, a study in 2021 disclosed the first ever data-driven decision support framework, which can optimize cybersecurity investigations by reducing their investigation duration and considering it likely impact for each attack actions. The framework aims to solve cyber investigations more effectively. The next one is crime mapping. Crime mapping is a process in which the crime analysts and researchers mainly use location information about crime events to detect spatial patterns or in criminal activity. As per a study conducted in Ahmedabad city in India, spatial data analysis combined with the geographic information system can be used to determine which area is more likely to experience a crime, predict where the offenders will locate targets in the future, etc. Speaker identification is the process of determining the registered speakers given based upon their utterance. As per a study conducted in 2020, the vocal, each speech signals can be transformed into a vector representing the vocal features using DDSs. These improvements can be contributed into the capabilities of speaker identification and also enhance its usability for more reliable works in identification tasks. Data-driven decision support systems have existed several decades. However, their use has been only emerged in forensic science in the recent years, enabling forensic scientists to make use of the system in multiple manners. This study shows that the data-driven decision support system can greatly enhance the efficiency, accuracy, and reliability of forensic investigation through a variety of research studies. Since it's only been a few years that this concept has been introduced, it has some faults. To improve upon this, the accuracy and the speed of the analysis, new developments are constantly being made into this field. It is an invaluable tool in the field of forensic science, which provides the researchers the ability to detect pattern and uncover valuable information that may be otherwise go unnoticed. Its potential is enormous. This is only the beginning of something revolutionary that will continue to evolve for many years to come. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you all for listening so patiently.
Abhishek, one quick question.
Yes, sir.
You have used the word crime mapping in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Can you explain more on that?
Sir, can you, I'm so sorry, can you please repeat the question? Your voice is echoing.
In your PPT, you have used the word crime mapping.
Yes, sir, crime mapping.
You have quoted one Patel in Ahmedabad, Gujarat.
Yes, sir.
What's the study?
So according to that study, the author usually went to various cities or parts of the Ahmedabad city, collected various crime reports and crimes that took place in Ahmedabad, and he generated put all those data into geographic information system, which is a computer-based system that encompasses the data and the geographical information into predicting where all the next crime can occur. It can give us a probabilistic statistics on where all the next crime can occur, which is the most affected area. By studying this, the police can improve the patrolling, provide some like necessary requirements to reduce the crime in that area.
Yeah, there were crime hotspots, and that's why you are using the word predictive policing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mukhtar.
We could not hear.
Yes, what is Mukhtar, come. You've seen it.
Ma'am, shall I stop sharing?
Stop.
Yes,
Stop.
Thank you so much.
Aishwarya, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Can you share your PPT?
Yes, sir. Sir, am I visible and audible to you?
Yes, yes.
Aishwarya, you will be given 5 minutes to speak, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Is my PPT visible for you, ma'am?
Yes.
So good afternoon, all the respected dignitaries and everyone present here. So my topic is comprehensive exploration of forensic challenges and opportunities in the metaverse. So metaverse are a virtual space where users can interact with users through computer generated environments through a single platform. One minute, sir. Is my PPT moving?
No. Okay, now it's moving.
Yeah, now it's
Maybe I'm facing some network issues. Sorry, sir. Okay, so metaverse are for a virtual space where users can interact with other users through computer-generated environments. Through a single platform, users can access multiple virtual realities through an interconnected universe of virtual worlds. Basically, to work, we can say the metaverse is fulfilled. Basically, it need 5 technologies, and we can say virtual reality, augmented reality, and 5G technology, 5G range technology, and NFT and blockchain and cryptocurrency. If these 5 technologies comes under an umbrella, then only we can say metaverse is working or it is growing. And the relevance of this topic is metaverse is a challenging topic for the digital forensics, since the cyber crimes are increasing in metaverse day by day, as we know. And because of the metaverse, people are getting psychological issues also, like they are more conscious and more anxious to work in metaverse or sit in metaverse, or they are curious also what is happening in metaverse, so they try their best to work in metaverse, but we can understand that from the problems from metaverse, like cybercrimes are increasing. The people who is victims of the cyber crimes, they will be lost their they will be more anxious to work in this kind of platform, since they are using for this kind of things. The thefts is increasing in it, fraud is increasing, harassment is increasing. So the relevance of psychological impacts and the cyber crimes are also increasing in it. So that is the relevance of metaverse topic, since it is also providing the great opportunities also, like social implications, economic opportunities. They are providing a lot of opportunities in economic opportunities also. We can virtual real estate is happening in it. And content creation, virtual content creation, online education, the people can work in it like very easily. That will be very flexible to send cash, like the digital assets we can send through this metaverse. So it is very flexible to use in metaverse also. But since it is also giving cons, the people are anxious to be in metaverse. Research objectives. So basically what I understood from metaverse is it is really helping the future generation to use this kind of technology, since I said it's giving the opportunities for people to use this kind of platform. But as I said earlier, this is giving a stress to the people who is using, to the users basically who is using it. But it's also giving the opportunities, like we can sit in this kind of platform, like by the help of avatars. Like if I'm using metaverse, I can make a avatar of mine by from my personal from my personality, or by the help of my physical appearance. So I can make avatars, and I can present myself in that way to metaverse. And we need a architecture like design. For that we need a personal space to sit in metaverse. We need that space, we can create that space, and we can work very flexibly in this space. We can meet people in this space, we can do everything, since we all know the pandemic situation, what we face in pandemic situation. So it's very easy in this kind of platform. If you want to face a pandemic situation again, it's easy for us to communicate with other people through this kind of digital platform. But same, the cyber crimes are increasing in it. Cyber crimes, like I can say, the theft, the virtual theft, virtual currency, identity theft, intellectual property theft, fraud, phishing. Like people are scamming other people's to get their identity, to get their personal information, so that they can use it and they can scam it. So that kind of things are increasing day by day. Harassment, child exploitation, children don't know how to use this kind of platform, but still they are going to use, and they don't know the negative impacts of this. So awareness, we should give we should aware them through any kind of awareness. Then only they can understand what all things are good in this kind of platform and what all things are bad in this kind of platform. And research methodology. For this, actually, I conduct an interview with a clinical psychologist. She actually helped me to write the psychological part in this. And by reading the articles and chapters and books, reports, from Google Scholar Scopus, I understood what, I reviewed those papers, so that it will help me to write this paper by including forensic significance, digital forensic significance, and psychological impacts of metaverse. Discussion. In this paper, I discussed about, as I mentioned earlier, the opportunities and the cyber crimes happening in metaverse, and the psychological impacts of people. When it comes to psychological impacts, as I said, using metaverse in being a 24/7 in a metaverse hit different. Like they will disconnect from the offline life, from their relationships. They can communicate properly with their people, their relationship. Same time, people are becoming the cyber victims of the cyber crimes. So they will be anxious, they will lose their trust to the metaverse again. They will be more anxious to work in it. They will think that if this is going to happen again, so that's why they will not be able to sit there and work there again. And the chances of stress and depression, they will think that this will happen again and again in their life. So they will be more depressed to these kind of things. And post traumatic stress
Yes.
disorder.
The time
In-
is up.
Thank you.
Okay, do you have any idea how many people are actually enjoying the virtual space these days? The metaverse?
Sorry, sir. Could you please repeat the question, sir?
Do you have any idea how many people are into the virtual space through the metaverse?
Sir, as of now, we can say there is only 40% of people are using in metaverse, since they are very scared about this platform. Platform in the sense they are being the cyber victim of the cyber crimes, as I said. So when we are become this victim of any cyber crime, we will lose the trust issues. We will be anxious to use this kind of platform. So as of now, it's just 40%. And the thing is, right now, the metaverse is in the 4th stage. So it's still developing. So when it fully develops, hopefully we can say maybe 100% of people will use. But the thing is, when 100% of people will going to use this kind of platform, it will be really affect our mental health. And more than we will become the victims of cybercrime. And to prevent those things, we will ensure the robust security systems. And if there is nothing like that, and legal actions, if there is nothing like that, I don't think people are going to use it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Would that be possible in the presentation?
After lunch, we can wait. After lunch, we can finish or then we finish now.
This session is over.